It's time once again to load up the bikes in the Trail Seeker 1 and head to a month of mud race in Pennsylvania, North Park above Pittsburgh. What a beautiful trail system they have here. And of course, we're taking you with us so you can see what North Park Trail System is all about. We're racing the e-bike class, and that's going to be the theme of the video. To e-bike or not to e-bike? That is the question. The pro and expert class non-e-bike has already taken off about 15-20 minutes earlier, and now it's our time to hit the course.
Oh, I heard him.
It's a beautiful day here at North Park for our race. I couldn't wait to get up here and check these trails out. The month of mud only has one class for the e-bikes, and we had close to 20 that signed up. We're off. Now, come to find out that the DNCC Pro had about 4 or 5 racers that ran in this class on this day, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep up with them. And yep, that's them in front of us, at least most of them. We had a nice little climb up before we got into the trail. Of the video that I came up with is to e-bike or not to e-bike, and this came about as I was out here on the trails. You know, I was thinking that it affects a lot of different people. It affects the promoters, it affects the non-e-bike class. Don't even allow e-bikes on their property. So yeah, it is a big decision for the promoter to add an e-bike. Plus, they get a lot of complaints that come back, I'm sure, as we get ready to hit the trail. And one of the things that they have to think about is when to put the e-bikes out. Although the expert and the pros, they do carry probably more speed downhills than we do in some places. But we do carry more speed uphills, obviously, and throughout the day. And they got to think about the safety of other riders. I also raced the GNCC e-bike class. I've raced dirt bikes, four-wheelers. I've raced non-e-bikes before. And I understand where they're coming from, especially non-e-bikes, especially the pro and expert. They go out and put all the work and the effort to become fast, and then you have somebody with this e-bike comes up behind you and they're wanting around you or trying to get around you. It is frustrating, I'm sure. Unfortunately, the e-bikes are here. I do race, as I mentioned, non-e-bikes. And I understand where they're coming from. If you're on a hill, especially if it's a single track, it's tough enough without somebody behind you trying to get around. I raced the Wabamba series. They used to let the pro and experts go first, which I understand why. They are the premier class. They are the class that you come to see. Right there was the spot where the pro and expert, they had a 22-mile loop. I believe we had 17-mile loop, and I think the beginners had a 8-mile loop throughout the day. But they found out that the pros and expert didn't like the e-bikes coming up on them, so they started to put the e-bikes out on the first wave and get them up out of the pro and experts way. It really just depends on how the course is laid out. if you're doing laps, like on this course, we made 2 laps. We have had courses where we had to do 3 laps on a very tight single track. And I most of the time feel bad for the other riders. I don't mind coming up on somebody and trying to find my way around them. It really depends the situation we're in. If they're on a hill climb on a single track, I'm going to give them time, let them know that I'm coming so they can make the decision where to go around. Eventually, you know, the e-bikes, as much of a pain as they are, we're racing. And if you get behind somebody that's not wanting to let you around, and you pretty much know when you come up on somebody that is not a big fan of the e-bike being on the same course, and you almost have to make it work. Especially if you know that there's a slow uphill tight section coming up. You want to get around, and 95% of the time, especially even on this day, I had no problems. Everybody was awesome. We came up. Most of the time, I'm going off the course to try to get around so I don't affect their race because they're having a harder time than we are. Obviously, not that e-bikes aren't hard. It's a different kind of hard. We're carrying a lot more speed. It's a little more dangerous for us, but we are not having to worry about what they call burn matches. When you're racing a non-e-bike, you can't wear yourself out at the beginning of the race. I learned that lesson the hard way. There's been several times that I burnt way too many matches, and at the end of the day, I was pushing more than I was riding. I'm coming from a dirt bike, cross country racing, GNCC local series in my area. I jumped on the e-bike when I had back surgery and a knee surgery all in within 2 months. And I was using the e-bike as a recovery device. And I heard about these races at the Wabamba. They're starting to allow them to race. I thought, well, that's something to work towards. I always need something to motivate me to get off the couch. So I showed up and I've been in love ever since. I have raced non-e-bikes since then also, which it is a challenge. I give all the non-e-bikes kudos. I like the speed and the challenging of managing that speed on different type of dirt and terrain. We are starting to catch some of the pros and experts. They had a little longer course as you was seeing. They had to jump off.
Yeah, thank you.
Now I'm going to pipe down and let you watch the rest of the video. I think I'm 6th at this point. I made a pass when the young man messed up on the hill climb. And then I think Brock Hefner got around me. And that was the last time I seen him. I followed him for a mile or two. He disappeared. And then I'd never seen another e-bike the rest of the day. I'm going to get you pretty much most of the first lap. And then the second lap, if I saw you out in the course, I'm going to throw you in the video. That way you might be able to see yourself ripping up the course. Like I was saying, probably 96.7% of the time I didn't have no issues getting around anybody. I had a couple incidents where I was behind somebody. I came up beside them. All they had to do is just hold the pedal for a second and I would have got around them. But they decided they didn't want me to get around them, so they took off. And I don't think I made her too happy, which I will give her apology because I just assumed that she heard I was behind her.
Rider back.
But I knew she knew I was beside her once I got beside her. And it was coming to a tight technical uphill. And I knew I was going to be stuck behind her for a little while. And that was really going to slow me down. But if she would just held one pedal, I could have been faster and out of her life and she'd have never had to see me again. But that's mainly why I came up with the theme to e-bike or not the e-bike. But I sure appreciate the promoter and all the volunteers that comes out and puts these races on so we can come out and do something that we enjoy so much. Try out new ride parks like here at North Park. I found so many awesome places to ride just by coming out and racing these events. Thank you so much. We was here, Heidi and I rode the course on Saturday. Not one arrow, piece of ribbon. Luckily they did have it on GPS. This is one spot, like I go high, he looked back and see me, I go high, but then there's a stick right there, and it pushed me to kind of jump down in front of him a little sooner than I wanted. It is a little dangerous getting off the course to get around some of these riders. One spot that had a stick, it almost went right straight through my spokes, which would have threw me over the bars, but I was able to dodge it and miss it. But what I was saying is they didn't have nothing up, and not knowing even where the trails were was definitely helpful to have the Strava GPS coordinates to help get us around here. But when it came Sunday, it was perfect. It was marked very well. Ribbons, arrows, with signs at the intersection, which some of the races this past year were really causing people problems because they were so small you couldn't even see what they were saying. You almost would have had to stop to read them. People got off course that way. But the way they have these signs labeled is very easy to see which way you needed to go. There was color coordinated in your glass, and you could just look real quick and know which way to go. So I'll give them props for laying out the course. Awesome course, and it's easy to see. So we're catching this young guy here, young man, and I get up behind him. And this is the way, you know, it should happen. It's like I let him know I'm coming. He let me know he acknowledged that I was back there. Like when I get a chance, I'll let you go. And when I got to the spot, he said, take the inside. I take the inside. No harm, no foul. One of the worst things you can do though is to stop some of the beginner riders. This is the young lady that I think I make a little unhappy. I'm pretty sure she knows I'm behind her. I thought she would let me on the inside here. Nope. I get beside her. She pedals harder. I'm committed. I do want to apologize to you. But this technical uphill, I knew that I was going to be stuck behind her for a little while. But all it would have had to been is just hold a second and I'd have been around. But anyways, some of the beginners, I've had them freeze up and just stop. That is the worst thing for anybody to get around, because then they can be behind you and then they run into you, and it's just a whole bad ordeal. I apologize to that young lady. Hope she done well. Now I'm going to be quiet, and I want to apologize for my camera. The mic, for some odd reason, is just nasty. I don't know, it must have dirt in the mic or something. But thank you so much to the Month of Mud putting this on, and all the volunteers. Oh, and one other thing, if this is the first time you've watched one of our videos, we are Trail Seeker Adventures. Heidi and I will bring the cameras out and and we get them out on the course, whether it's a ride park, race event, four-wheelers, hiking, mountain biking, whatever it is, we get the camera out so you can see what the course is all about without even getting off the couch. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this is somewhat helpful. I tried to look for some trail footage before I go to a race, and this I hope will help others to find out what the courses or the trails are like here at North Park. I want to thank them for allowing the e-bikes to come out. I want to say sorry for any inconvenience that we made. But somehow or another, we got to make it work out. I know the Obama series, they had a few events to where the e-bikes were out at 10, and then they put the rest, the acoustic bikes, out at noon.
It looks like somebody.
I think that works out the best for everybody, but I know that's not possible for timing, scoring, and sometimes some of that stuff gets involved, but just an idea. To e-bike or not to e-bike? That is the question. I'd love to hear your comments.
Whenever you get time. That was not parking around. Most of the people don't like e-bikes. I understand. I race both. Fighting. I don't know what it is. Even in heart rate 162. Rider back. Thank you, brother. Rider back. Thank you. Maybe. It's a little spooky how fast this is. Feeling better. fun though. A little scary, a little fast. Loose. Thank you, brother. Great job, man. Saw me coming. Get ready to wrap up the first lap. Ooh, thank you. Good tree. Gotta watch where you're going, not where you're. Thank you.
So that was one lap of what they call the beginner's course. We made 2 laps as far as the sports class, which is the class that the e-bikes follow. Now, if I saw you out on the course, I want to throw you in the video. Thank you so much for putting up with us here at the North Park. We can get that figured out as far as how to make everybody as happy as possible.
Right. Thank you, brother. We're awesome.
Great job out there. I had a blast.
On your left, brother. Thank you. On your left, brother. Thank you. Alright, so now we're on the back side of the hill, catching some of the beginners. They've been awesome to get around. Although you do got some drop-offs to contend with. But holy cow, how fun is this? North Park. Come check them out. Month of Mud. Thank you, you're doing awesome. Keep it up. Ooh, tree. Rider back. You're good, thank you. Ooh, that was close. That was almost ugly. The stick is going right towards my spokes. Rider back. Thank you, brother. You're doing awesome. You're doing awesome, man. Thank you. Rider back on your left, bro. Thank you. Thank you. You're awesome. On your left, thank you. Keep it up, you got it. On turbo. How long that lasts. You're doing awesome. You're good. Thank you. Ride her back. Thank you. You're awesome. Keep it up. You're doing awesome. You're right, bud. Thank you. Thank you. No, not for a while, I don't think. Hopefully not for a while. Thank you. Ride her back. Thank you. I'm good.
Going through.
Thank you.
Going high. Sorry.
Thank you. You're good. Thank you. Keep it up. Thank you. You're doing awesome. Thank you. On your left. Oh, sorry, that's my bad. You're good. Thank you. Ride her back. Thank you. Ride her back. I'm gonna go up high here. Oh, you're good. Go ahead. Thank you. Drag around. Ride her back. Thank you. You're doing awesome. Thank you. Ride her back. You're doing awesome. Keep it up. You're going awesome. Thank you. Keep it going, guys. You're doing awesome. Thank you. Ride her back. I'm gonna go high. I'll go high. You're awesome. Go ahead. I'll go high here. Thank you. I'm gonna go left. Thank you. Hello, ladies. Hello, select. Oh, hey, sweetie, there's a bridge. To your left. Thank you. I'm gonna go up on the hill here. Thank you. Ride her back. I'm gonna go right here. Just ride her back. Thank you. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna go to your left, bud. Thank you, brother. Keep going. Almost there. I'm gonna come to your left. Thank you, brother. Almost there. Go to your right. Thank you. Right or back.
Sorry for the camera and the audio, the mic. I had a rattle in my bike. It's very annoying, I'm sure, for you as far as it was for me. But thank you so much for watching. We are Trail Seeker Adventures. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, leave a comment, good or bad. Love to hear your opinions. Thank you so much for watching. See you at the next one.